Shanti. Namaste. So today I thought I would offer, let's take them off, an introduction to meditation. So as you can see, I have sat on a blanket, a rolled up blanket, a folded blanket, beg your pardon. And I've got a cushion behind me. You might want to use a couple of books or a yoga block if you have one, or a yoga brick. A couple of books is brilliant. A couple of cushions, a couple of pillows. And what we're trying to do here is find a comfortable seat. So you can see I've put an additional layer on. You might put a shawl around you, a blanket. So I'm going to be sitting, and the idea is that you can find this seat comfortably. So you might have a leg out, you might have both legs out, you might prefer to kneel. So finding this position that enables you to be sat for a couple of minutes or so, we're going to attempt, and remember it's an attempt. So the idea is that we're practicing with kindness. So for me, it's quite comfortable for me to come to this position. I mentioned it, a meditation position, as our very first One Posture Wednesday, quite some months ago, as Sukhasana or Siddhasana. And again, you don't have to do either of these. And if you find that the knees are very high, much higher than your hips, you can see that, then I would suggest coming to sit up on a few more things, so maybe a few more books, so that the knees come in line with the hips, or lower ideally. And so I'm going to sit on just the edge of a cushion to just give me that little bit of assist. And then I have a healing right hip, so I am going to pop a prop underneath my right thigh, the outside right thigh, just to support that hip. So when we support the joints, what we're doing there is inviting the limb not to be suspended in space. You can see this leg, this knee is quite comfortably meeting the ground, whereas this one, as it's healing, it struggles, so it tends to be suspended, and we don't want the joints to be suspended. We want to give them something to move towards. So this is now supported, and it can open knowing that there's a support underneath it. So for an introduction to meditation, I've been also doing a meditation course myself of late, and it's an ongoing course. Very good. If anyone wants some more information, do let me know. And the idea is that we are sitting so that we can elongate the spine. So there are meditations that are done lying down, but in order for us to galvanize the energy that sits in the seat, in the very tailbone of us, in our root, if you like, Muladhara chakra, the idea is that we're galvanizing, we're inviting this energy to rise up through the spine, also referred to as the Sushumna, coming all the way up and out of the top of the head. Now, energy goes in so many directions, and I'm sure more than we probably have yet found or discovered. And then it comes back around, down and in, and to rise. So it's continually moving. And I'm sure it does lots of other movements as well. So when we sit, we give ourselves the best opportunity for that energy to rise up from this seated position. And what's lovely about this, when we sit for our meditation, our practice of meditation, is that we are grounding ourselves. And when we ground, we settle in and down, and then we offer that platform, if you like, to move away from, to rise up from. So let's find a comfortable position. And of course, you can be sitting in a chair, You can be sitting on the couch, on the sofa, as long as you're quite upright and you feel supported. You might be sitting with your back against a wall. That might be more comfortable for you, because it takes time and core strength. Of course, sitting, we're working the abdominals, we're working the lumbar area into the lumbar spine. So it takes practice, as does everything, for us to be able to come to sit for any length of time without a support on our spine, because whenever we sit, generally we're supported. So spine supported. So if that's you, as I say, come to a seat or a wall. Roll the shoulders maybe a few times, maybe inhaling them up to the ears and exhaling them round down to the ground, inhaling them up to the earlobes, exhaling them round down and to the ground, and maybe once more inhaling and exhaling. And then from here, you'll see a lot of people will have a mudra with the hands. I can offer that if you like at some point in a moment perhaps, but you might like to start with the hands comfortably in the lap, or there might be back of the hands to the inner thigh, there might be palms down. So this might be if you want to share your energy, palms would be up if you feel that you have it in abundance today. Or if you want to retain that energy, you would draw it down to yourself and ground. So choosing where that is, and of course, some of you may have seen Buddhas meditating with Gyan Mudra. It's quite a well-known gesture with the hands, mudra with the hands. And it's the thumb and the index fingertip to touch, and the other three fingers are straight, also referred to as Nana for knowledge, mudra or chin mudra. So thumb and index finger, saying that the thumb is on top of the index finger. The thumb is the universe, the index finger is the self, and we bow to the universe, that conscious awareness. So as we settle in, choosing to take the mudra with the fingers and hands or not, you choose. And you might soften the gaze, take it down, or you might prefer to close your eyes. Try to notice if you're leaning forwards or falling backwards, and try to come into the very central point of those sit bones. So this is why it's really important to release the flesh from the seat, that diagonal out and back movement. We can never do it enough. Try not to slump into the waistline. Try to press down into the seat and glutes and climb up out of the top of your head. So you're inviting that rise. Try to not let the legs get involved. Try to let them soften. So particularly where the legs meet the torso at the bikini line there. Just invite that softening. And as we settle towards this sitting position, however you've chosen for it to be is welcome. We're going to watch our breath. Watching the breath come in and the breath go out. We're not here to do anything with the breath. We're not cultivating it for a practice. We're just letting it be. And that is a key part of meditation. So, for some of us, we might start with mindfulness. Mindfulness is where, perhaps when you're doing the washing up, you can be in each moment of washing up. So we train the mind. So when we're mindful, we focus on short periods of time. When we're meditating, we're practicing to lengthen those periods of concentration to longer periods of time. So softening the gaze, maybe closing the eyes, taking it down, inviting a softening into the feet and toes, around the lower legs and knees, around the upper legs and thighs, around the hips and the pelvis and the belly, the lower belly, and we have that rise to the upper belly, climbing up the spine as we settle into the seat and rise out of the waistline and out of the ribs. Keep rolling the shoulders back and down, and you're reaching that climb up to the top of the head. Try not to jut the chin forwards, Just have it parallel to the ground. And once again, we're observing the breath in and the breath out. How does it sound? What's its texture, its tone? How does it make you feel? So I like to offer that meditation practice is exactly that. It's a practice of sitting, of being with ourselves. This can be quite challenging. So I like to offer the awareness, the observation, if you like, that you have a new puppy and you've chosen to take the puppy to the park, putting a collar around its neck and adding a lead. And this is a new thing to this puppy. So it's super excited because it's going out with you to engage with the outside world, the smells, and again, the textures and the temperature and the weather and other people, other dogs. It's going to the park, perhaps where there's lots of smells. So imagine this puppy is going every which way it wants to and not where you want it to go. And this is a great observation, a similarity, a comparison, if you wish, to our minds when we start to come to sit and be with ourselves, attending to the mindfulness and inviting that mindful approach to extend to become small meditation. So it's a bit like, again, that puppy, it's really excited to be outside and it's going in every direction other than the one that you'd like to go in. So you keep having to gently draw it back, pull it back. So this is what we're doing with our minds when we're practicing mindfulness and moving towards meditation. We keep inviting it back, just like you would see a grandparent with a grandchild, very tenderly drawing it back away from the road. Or again with the puppy, keep gently drawing it back towards you, maybe with a gentle pat to say it's done well. And we keep doing this every time we come to sit, to practice our mindfulness and perhaps our meditation. And in doing this, we slowly start to have moments where there is a mind that is not being disturbed. A mind that is being still for a moment or so. And I've heard it being aligned to surfing, and the moment you are surfing and you realize it, you come back into yourself and you fall off the board. So it's those moments, and they might be nanoseconds to begin with, but just as we look after our bodies with what we eat and drink and exercise and going outside and engaging with nature and all of the things we do to remain healthy from a physical point of view, we like to invite that practice to exercise the practice of stillness, to leaving the mind, practicing an undisturbed mind, which enables our mental health. So as we watch the breath in and the breath out, we keep relaxing the shoulders, keep relaxing where the legs meet the torso and not gripping. A relaxed tongue in the mouth. And rising to the space off the top of the head as we connect with the grounding into the seat. And gently we pull back that mind if it starts to wander off, and that means it's disturbed. We draw it back. So be kind with your practice. Acknowledge where you're wandering off to. Perhaps it's what you're making for lunch, or perhaps some shopping you have to do. Be kind, smile at those things. The mind is there to remind us of stuff. It's very good at that. But then when we start to engage with that, we forget that we are already doing something, practicing this awareness of sitting, a simple act. If you are prepared to practice it daily for a minute or so and gently build up, you'll have moments of stillness, moments where the mind is undisturbed, and then you can start to develop those. And there's a whole host, a whole world of things waiting when we can develop those moments of an undisturbed mind. Calm, quiet, peace, serenity, stillness, creativity. To name a few. Better sleep. Thinking before we speak. Considering what we speak. And then very slowly, perhaps if the eyes are closed, dropping the chin to the chest about this practice of sitting. Maybe just start to, if the eyes are closed, opening the eyes 1/10 and maybe seeing the lashes, the feet and toes. Slowly blinking open the eyes, be kind, raise the gaze. And the room comes into view. Moving back into the body, you might move into the fingers and thumbs, maybe stroking the thumb pads and finger pads along one another, moving into the toes, the hands and feet, the arms and legs, the body and torso. And that's our introduction to meditation. And I might continue this for the next couple of weeks, offering different ways in. I hope you'll join me. And if this is something that you're enjoying, the One Posture Wednesdays, do let me know. And of course, if you have any suggestions, let me know those too. So you can find the One Posture Wednesdays on my website. That's www.nutri5plus.co.uk. That's N for Nancy, U for Umbrella, T for Tango, R for Romeo, I for Indigo. The number 5, P for Penelope, L for Lima, U for Umbrella, S for Sierra.co.uk. And if you go onto that website, you'll land on the front page, scroll down to where it says services and classes written in white. Click on that and it'll take you to all of my weekly classes. Scroll down to Wednesday and there's a hyperlink there. Click here, click on it and it will take you to my YouTube channel where all of these One Posture Wednesdays are. They're under videos. There's a few other things on there as well that you're welcome to look at, all free. Enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you next Wednesday for another One Posture Wednesday. Thank you. Om Shanti. Namaste. See you later. Bye.